Well, let's get to this Toronto Maple Leaf thing. They have been deathly quiet this offseason again. And in essence, what Kyle Dubas has really done is, he put all his eggs in a basket, and he's not shaking that basket up much. The only thing he's shaken up is the goaltending. And now he's made, he's had 3 number 1 goaltenders in the last 3 years. And I don't even know, have you got a number 1 now? Is it Samsonov? Is it Murray? Is it half and half? What do you think?
No, it's Matt Murray, 100%. Matt Murray.
Yeah.
Really?
100%. Until they are proven otherwise, it's Matt Murray.
And so what concern does that give to you?
Well, I think for Leaf fans, there'd be a lot of concern. Are we going to see Matt Murray, Ottawa Senator, or are we going to see Matt Murray, Pittsburgh Penguin? So there's a belief that he can regain some sort of form that would maintain Toronto's status as a contender. And he's not as bad as he was, and he's not maybe as great as he was, but somewhere in the middle, it might be good enough to continue this march on that the Leafs can compete.
Well, what makes anybody think that this guy can find himself with the Toronto Maple Leafs?
It's a legitimate question. But, it's just not about what you think of Matt Murray. You got to factor in what's available. What do you believe in a philosophy in today's goaltender? Do you truly need still? And everybody would love, that guy in Tampa Bay, or that guy that used to be a great Montreal Canadian in Carey Price, but they're not out there anymore. And you're now looking at finding a Darcy Kemper than you are a Vasilevsky or a Price. And they look at Matt Murray and they think that if he can stay healthy, all he needs to do is continue to find a way to have a save percentage of 915, 920, and it might be good enough. And you hope that on most nights, the threat of Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Morgan Riley will be enough that even if he lets in 2 or 3, those guys go get you 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm. So Campbell goes to Edmonton. They sign him to a contract. He's getting $5 million, right?
In Edmonton. Said that from November. We told people that price went between 5 and 6 million. People were crazy, telling us we're nuts. And there's still people believing that 5 million's nuts for Jack Campbell. And there's others that say, hey, take a look at other $5 million goalies around the league. It's not nuts.
Well, did the Maple Leafs make a mistake by letting them go? Because they wouldn't pay the $5 million and they wind up with Murray and Samsonov instead.
It's not that they wouldn't pay the $5 million. They can't. There's just no wiggle room here. And at the end of the day, if Matt Murray doesn't work out, boys, he's going on long-term disability and you'll wash the contract. It's that simple. And they weren't going to lock in a $5 million for 5 years to Jack Campbell. And they were going to be in a position where there was no flexibility. Jack Campbell's still a gamble. There's no question he's still a gamble, and it's a big gamble for Edmonton. But one they're willing to make. I think he's come a long way. I think he's in a small window here where he can compete and be very good, as he proved as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Can he get Edmonton over the hump? And if he doesn't, will he be blamed? Can Holland be blamed for giving that contract? Those are all legitimate questions. But right now, there's no question that Edmonton would feel a lot better. Edmonton fans feel a lot better about their goaltending situation than Leaf fans do today.
But Bob's point right off the top, 3 different starting goalies in 3 years. This speaks now that, heck, what Freddie Anderson should still be here somehow, some way. But they grew sour on him too.
Yeah,
and so this. I mean, those guys are all people we talk to, that I view them as friends, but this just reeks of absolute pure panic that we can't last a year, and then we got to change the goalies again.
Yeah. And, it really stems, John, to the fact that, once again, you're locked into a hard salary cap. It didn't go up. Your commitment was to 4 guys. And after that, everybody has to stay interchangeable. You just cannot have the flexibility of locking anyone else in, as Zach Hyman learned, as McKay learned, as potentially Bunting will learn as early as next summer if he finds a way to score 60 points. And that included a very pivotal position as the goaltenders as well, that you just cannot be in a position now to lock in anybody at over $5 million for a long-term deal, especially when you know it's never been harder in hockey history to find legitimate number one goalies that can hold their own for 50 or 60 games. They're non-existent almost.